Hello, and welcome back to my channel. This is Reality with DVD. How you doing? Now, I was over there minding my own business, and I was looking at one of the content creators, several of them, as a matter of fact, and they are all, pro-male. Melody Cherie Rogers. And, because they were discussing on different topics on how Funky Dineva, how did he find a way to intertwine what happened to Cardi B and what happened to Dr. Heaven Lee and Carlos and all that stuff. So let me quote Funky, allegedly, okay? Because, I'm doing this off memory and not, playing the video. He said something in the form of, now them people over there doing too much calling CPS on Cardi B. I'm going to discuss that issue. And then calling on them folks on ALLLL and Dr. Heaven. Because, see, that's why Dr. Heaven quit, because Melody fans were calling. But we already discussed that, right? I already told you Dr. Heavenly have enemies before she started doing Missing Mondays with Carlos. She had made enemies with the people on her show when she first had her YouTube channel and she was reviewing that show. Period. And then when you play the villain, you get hate mail. You get hate calls. Whatever. Because these damn YouTubers did the same thing to Kenya Summer Moore. And Kenya is a bigger entity than any of them, right? But people were still going by her shop. And then you have Doodle Brown, aka Michelle ATLian, that would go over there, and make appointments. You know, she can't stand Kenya, and she's very jealous-hearted to me. When you talk about a person, yeah, we talk about people on here, but you could tell when there's venom. And this is how I feel about my villains, the ones who I can't stand, like Giselle. I would drag Giselle to the moon and back over here on my own YouTube channel, and then in the comments for other people's YouTube channel. It wouldn't be a day in my mind that I would ever consider going all the way to Baltimore, Maryland, or Bethesda, going to the Lego house and harassing that lady, or calling her phone, or doxing her and finding out what her phone number is. I don't care that much. I don't. But you have overzealous people in every sector. Stop acting like it's just LAMA. Stop acting just like it's the housewife. Because allegedly, our president, former, got his ear blown off. Because you had people that just disagree with what he says, his rhetoric and all that type of stuff. Hell, I disagree with his rhetoric too. But at the same time, I wouldn't go to one of his orange rallies, his orange crush rallies, and go over there and put something on his ear. I wouldn't do that. Why would I waste my time buying a high-powered pow to go over there and blow off his ear? Get the fuck out of here. I ain't got no time for that. I got 2 children I got to raise, and I'm trying my best to be here for them because I'm about to be 50 years old. Therefore, I don't need to lose my life going to prison over some bullshit. Because elections are somewhat set up anyway. We have to understand, and we know that. So it's basically, I even sometimes believe, that's just my belief, in my opinion, that these candidates know when they're going to lose. But that's neither here nor there. I'm going to talk about Cardi B because this situation was intertwined with what happened with LAMH. And I'm going to come to you from a professional standpoint. I don't know what the rules are in Georgia, but across the board, generally speaking, DHS social workers, CPS workers, or whatever you want to call them, have the same duties. Now, I'm about to get serious. Okay, because I feel like our profession is always under fire. Okay, like I said, I no longer work for DHS, but hey, I was an awesome social worker. 100% adoption rate. You know what I'm saying? So we get a bad rep, you know, foster care. My children that were in foster care, I let them talk to me outside of their homes, because if you know anything about DHS social work, which apparently thousands of you do not, from the comments that I've seen in other people's sections, comment sections, and then from what Funky said, and then what these other YouTubers said about, you know, that Cardi B has the right to sue. I'm gonna get to that. That really pissed me off. Now, as far as, you know, I'm talking about my adoption rate and me personally, okay, as a social worker. If you do not care, and there's a lot of social workers just did the job because they did the job. And I'm not saying that doesn't happen. I'm not saying that children don't get touched in foster care, but foster care has come a long way since those days of children getting taken into foster care. And the thing about it is, what really pisses me off, whether you're a bad CPS worker, DHS worker, whether you bad at it or not, when you take a child, you cannot take a child from a home without being with law enforcement and you both assess the situation. And I don't know what people are thinking when they say, oh, CPS come in and they just take children for nothing. Bullshit. Okay? Because you can, in the state of Mississippi, I'm speaking for the state of Mississippi, and I'm pretty sure that's everywhere. When you remove a child, you have to go with law enforcement. Normally, it's both law enforcement. Usually, says law enforcement in Mississippi is your sheriff and your chief of police. We had big dogs coming with us, okay? Then, if we went into a home and we saw drug abuse in the home, right? Or drug paraphernalia in the home. Yes, that back then that included weed, okay? If we saw any of that in the home, we all got together and assessed the situation. And if the cops deemed it necessary for us to remove, and then my supervisor or our supervisors deemed for us to remove a child, then that's what we would do. Don't sit up there and think in your mind that we just go in there to get children just to put them in foster care so they could be trafficked. That's foolishness. Okay, even back in the 80s and the 90s. You can't do that. Ooh, the ignorance. But I am not in anybody else's profession, so I don't know why they would come up with these things. If children are removed, trust me, there is serious paperwork to be done. And when I say serious, intense paperwork, it's serious paperwork done. It's court dates that we have. All of the above. It's never a situation where you just go and chat. Oh, skip to the loop. I'm a social worker, so today I think I'm just going to take Cardi B's kid. No. Now, let me tell you something about her being rich. I don't give two shakes of a rattlesnake's ass about her being rich in her gated community like she was talking about, and living in a mansion. Because I have taken children that be in the worst conditions living in mansions. Don't get it twisted. Okay? As social workers, we don't know what damn calls are prank calls and what's not. Like I told the story before on one of my friends, one of my good friends. Smart as a whip, made honor roll in school all the time. Parents were in the church. Then I go to her home. I get the call. And I'm like, hey, I'm going over there lackadaisical. I had my water bottle with me. And I was like, oh, okay, I know. Had my notepad, which is the only thing we have to defend ourselves while y'all dragging our profession. Had my notepad. And I go in there and see the most deplorable conditions. Children neglected. Wine on the table. Cigarettes. I can, because as a social worker, you have that eye. right? Cigarettes on the table still burning. Children in dirty diapers. Yes, that is straight foolishness to think that just because she's Cardi B, that she don't have the potential to abandon or neglect her children. Money does not negate the ability to be neglectful or abusive, because you saw that with Puffy, right? He might have been abusing adults. We don't know what he was doing to those kids. Let me just say this. Cardi B, Beyonce, Nicki Minaj, I don't give two shakes of a rattlesnake's ass who it is. Judges, lawyers, doctors, senators, because in just a small town, that's what our elite are. The judges, the lawyers, the doctors, the candlestick makers. No, I'm joking. Business owners. Everybody has the potential to be abusive and neglectful. So don't think that social worker, that poor social worker that's being dragged all over the internet for doing her job, wasn't doing the right thing. Every call, I'm about to get upset. Calm down. Every call that is taken, that's why I had to get out that profession. Okay? Has to be taken seriously. And you will not be doing your job if you didn't go out on that call just because it was Cardi B and you knew she lived in a gated community and a mansion. Bullshit. Now, I'm not saying that she is neglectful, but it ain't no proof that she's not. The only way you can know for sure is to go out and do the damn call. Now, had them children been up in there hungry and over there dancing naked, and then they end up on a video, then they called CPS, but CPS didn't go and check. Now we're going to blame CPS. We can't win. We knew that when we took those jobs, that we were in a no-win-win, a lose-lose situation. But at the same time, for you to go on your platforms and do it nationally and say that they had no business going out there checking or whatever. No call is a prank call to CPS. And then she gets mad because the social worker didn't tell her who called. All calls are anonymous. Let me repeat again. All calls to CPS are anonymous. Yes, we take information. The information is basically about the person they're calling on. We have to give these people autonomy, because that way these mandated reporters will not call or make reports. Now, doctors, lawyers, and healthcare professionals, teachers, all of them, when they make calls, they normally say their name because they know that they're protected under the law. But you have your average everyday civilian that makes calls too. And they need to be protected. Because she has a long reach. And if it had been a neighbor who saw maybe little B out there in the yard with a dirty pamper on and was unsupervised, that is reason to make a call. I'm just giving an example. I don't know what happened. I'm just giving an example. So when the call is made, you're not going to say, hey, this is Joe Blow from next door. I'm the one who called on Cardi B. And then Cardi B sent her goons after people. She has been known to do that, right? Allegedly. But she did just go to court for that. I'm just saying. The person whose side you should have been is that poor, defenseless social worker that had to go to that gated community. Those was the worst. When I had to go to gated community on some Richie shit, I hated it. I hated them more than I hated going to the ghetto and doing the inspection in the ghetto where there was GUNs ablaze, or in low income home where there was meth labs, because they come out with the attitude, hey, he called you. I don't mistreat my children. You see how they're living. I've provided them with all of this. They have everything they need. They have the best toys. They have the best clothes. Have you seen? Come. Look in this closet and look at these clothes. But are you emotionally and verbally abused? In some of those homes, those children are neglected the most. Why? Because the parents are out sailing on a yacht and leaving their children at home with the nannies and the this and the that. And so, in a lot of those cases that I have, like, well, look at these clothes, look at these gaming systems, look at these toys. They have the top of the line toys. But are you paying them attention? Because your child is the one who called. Are you giving them KFC every day and putting them in the room with these gaming systems and not interacting with them? Are you giving them big gulps? Are you communicating with them? Do you know what their needs are? Do you know if they're being bullied at school? Those are the questions that you have to be cognizant of when you are wretched and you have all of these things and you provide for those kids. Child back. That's just like people saying Diddy is innocent because he had money. Basically, we're trying to bring a black man down. Just because he has money, that don't mean he's not neglectful. That doesn't mean he's not schmoosy. And then you have DJ Envy over there talking with his vanilla ass. I can't stand that vanilla ninja. Over there talking about, yes, Diddy has 3 children without a mom. And those children that was allegedly trafficked, they have families too. And the thing that pisses me off the most is that these motherfuckers grown. Chance is 18, about to go to college. Jesse James and Delilah Star, oh, I said their names right. They are about to go to college as well at 17. If you need mommy and daddy at 17, something ain't right. Because these are the years that you're supposed to be coming into your own independence. If Chance is at college, what Diddy gonna do? How is he gonna parent her at college? Through a phone call. And there's no hands-on parenting at 18. You've already molded that child into what they're going to be at that point. I hope. With all that being said, do more research. Learn more about whatever you're talking about. That's why I was pissed off with Funky, because he kept saying, well, I don't know. But don't be making prank calls to CPS. He had a point there. Because the one thing is true that he said. When these people get these calls, celebrity or not, senator or not, doctor or not, lawyer or not, judge or not, the call has to be taken seriously. Child endangerment does not have an income. Child endangerment does not have a face. Okay? And with that, I'm going to close because I'm on my soapbox. Let me climb down off of it. Come on in. Like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell button. You will be notified when I upload a video. And I am passionate about stuff like this. And I don't need to be, if I'm going to be running this channel, I need to be real damn nonchalant. But if they didn't get in my crawl space, I'm human. Drop down in the comments. Tell me what you think. Tell me, do you let me know, do you fully understand how the CPS process works. I mean, it's no, it's no fun getting a call about a celebrity when you automatically assume that they're doing better than Joe Blow down the street that's running the F lab, because that's not the case. I mean, look at Mommy Dearest. Allegedly, those children that Joan Crawford had suffered the most disturbing mental and physical abuse of any children in Hollywood at the time. And if I was a social worker back then, and I had dropped the ball, and then I hear a story, a whole 3-part movie about her behavior, I would have been disappointed in myself. You couldn't, and that was another thing about me as a social worker, you couldn't pay me other than that little measly 25 cents that they was giving me on that job to take bribe and not protect children. And like I said, I'm going to close. And as I do when I close, I'm going to talk about deuces.